Good morning, dear student. So, as a part of our teaching in renal abnormalities, today we will discuss about the abnormalities in urinary volume. Till now, what we have learned? We have learned about the azotemia. Okay. Second, we have learned about the proteinuria, cast and hematuria, and today is the last lecture on urinary or renal abnormalities, and we will discuss about the renal volume today. So, we all know that one of the function of the kidney is to make the urine which get excreted from our body via the urethra. In these urinary abnormalities, we will discuss about the oliguria, anuria, and the polyuria. Okay. So, what is anuria? What is anuria? So, anuria is a condition where there is the passage of urine less than 100 ml in a day in 24 hours. That is the anuria. Some book have also mentioned anuria as an absent of urine, but as per our text, our principles of Harrison, the anuria is less than 100 ml of urine per 24 hours. As a medicos, to confirm the anuria, we have to keep the foliage, because sometimes even the patient with acute retention of urine seems to have anuria. Even in last week, there was a patient in ward who was not passing any urine for last 24 hours, but after inserting of foliage, like there was a huge amount of the urine. So that is not anuria, that is just acute retention of the urine. Anuria is there should not be adequate amount of the urine even in bladder. So sometimes we have to keep foliage depending upon the clinical scenario. Even after that, if the volume of the urine is less than 100 ml per 24 hours, then it is called anuria. In some of the renal abnormalities, there can be the anuria, like I have seen the anuria in a patient with severe RPGN, that is rapidly progressive glomerulonephritis. In that case, there is anuria. When there is a bilateral ureteric obstruction, in that case there can be anuria. Third one is when there is a renal vein or renal artery thrombosis, there can be anuria. When the patient is in severe shock state, that may be even in the hypovolemic shock, there can be anuria. So these are the common cause of the anuria, and even in the initial state of the acute tubular necrosis, there can be anuria. So your teacher can ask you what are the causes of anuria, then you have to tell the RPGN, rapidly progressive glomerulonephritis, severe RPGN. Okay. Second one is in shock state, there can be anuria. Then the third one is bilateral ureteric obstruction, there can be anuria. These are the cause of anuria. Okay. So if someone has the anuria, then usually the prognosis is not that much good. Okay. Then second, regarding the urinary volume, second abnormalities that you going to see in your career is the oliguria. The oliguria is less than 400 ml of urine in 24 hours. Okay. If someone is passing the urine volume which is less than 400 ml, then that is called the oliguria. Okay, that is called the oliguria, and the causes of oliguria and anuria is same. It's a severe RPGN, severe bilateral ureteric obstruction, acute tubular necrosis, and sometimes in severe shock you will get the oliguria. If someone has the oliguric AKI, and as I have already told, they usually have the bad prognosis, and then the non-oliguric AKI. Okay. Then regarding the urinary volume, let us go to the opposite spectrum, that is polyuria. That is polyuria. So if someone is passing the urine volume more than 3 liter per day, then it is a polyuria. Okay, it is a polyuria. Okay. So what are the causes of the polyuria? The causes of the polyuria are, sometimes if someone is taking the diuretics, they can have polyuria. In case of diabetes mellitus, if there is high blood sugar level, they can have polyuria. And if someone is taking the drugs like mannitol, they can have the polyuria. And in one condition there can be polyuria, that is diabetes insipidus, there can be polyuria. So these are the causes of the polyuria, but how can you differentiate these two conditions? So the basic cause of polyuria is the permanent one. Okay. The basic cause of the polyuria is it may be because of water diuresis and the solute diuresis. Okay. So one water diuresis, there is excessive amount of water in the urine. There is a primary abnormalities in the water retention. There is primary problem in water retention, and the classical example of water diuresis is diabetes insipidus. Water decrease in water reabsorption, and this may be because of this, what this problem may be because of decrease in ADH, decrease in antidiuretic hormone, and the condition is called diabetes insipidus. There are two types of diabetes insipidus, central diabetes insipidus and the nephrogenic diabetes insipidus. We are not going to discuss about that thing, but if there is a polyuria, there can be the water diuresis, that may be because of decreased ADH production or ADH action. Similarly, if there is a raised blood sugar level, as in case of diabetes mellitus, or if someone is in mannitol, there can be the solute diuresis leading to the polyuria. So what is the basic difference between these two conditions? How can you differentiate water diuresis from solute diuresis? For that, what we have to do, we have to measure the urinary osmolarity. Usually in case of water diuresis, urine is diluted or concentrated. Urine is more diluted. So usually the urinary osmolarity is usually less than 250 milliosmol per liter. Less than 250 milliosmol per liter of whereas in solute diuresis it is more than 300 milliosmol per liter. So if there is more than 300 milliosmol per liter, so by just doing a simple test by urinary osmolarity, we can say whether there is a water diuresis or the solute diuresis that is leading to the polyuria. I have seen some of the case of diabetes insipidus who usually give the history of the passage of large amount of the urine. Okay. So this is about the urinary volume abnormalities. So urinary volume may be the normal, may be decrease or may be increase. If it is decrease, then there are two conditions. One is anuria, that is urine volume less than 100 ml. Then second one is polyuria, that is urine volume less than 400 ml in 24 hours. So in case so the opposite spectrum is polyuria, where the urine volume is more than 3 liter. Okay. For now, I am going to conclude this session regarding the urinary volume, and so in this way I am wrapping up the 3 session of the approach to the renal abnormalities. Now onwards, so we will have the presentation in acute kidney injury. Okay, thank you for your kind attention. If you have any queries, then you can write in a comment section. Thank you.